Hey, welcome to the Chapter 7, Lesson 4 notes on division properties of exponents. Here's your key idea. Are you ready? Too bad. Here it comes anyway. Alright, so let's say you have some base to the nth power times that same base to the nth power, times divide. This dividey guy becomes a minus. So that gives you that base to the m minus nth power. That's it. That's the whole lesson. See ya. I'm just kidding. Let's do some examples. All right, check this out. We've got this divided guy. Divided guy means minus. So it's 2 to the 5 minus 2 power. 5 minus 2 is 3. 2 to the third power. End of lesson. I'm just kidding. Okay, here we go. So I will remind you once again that this divided guy is a minusy guy in cahoots. Wait, no, incognito? Whatever. Okay, that gives you 7 minus 2. Oh, 7 minus 2 is 5. X to the 5th power is our solution. Cool. Now it's time to add some spice. Oh my word, oh my word. Look at this minusy guy. Shoot, I gave it away. He's a dividey guy, right? Just kidding. That's the same thing as m to the negative 2 minus 5th power, because we're gonna sync up that m. Sync real hard. Okay, just think about it. Okay, now we've got the 4 minus 3. Okay, there it goes. Oh, that's a blue. Sweet. So remember, divided guy means minus. Sweetums. Hey. What's negative 2 minus 5? Well, negative 2 minus 5, last time I checked, is in fact negative 7. 4 minus 3 is 1. But remember, when we have an exponent of 1, it's just, we don't really need it. So I like to write it in gray to remind myself that it's there, but we don't need to write it. Oh my goodness, look at this negative. What does he remind you of? Well, he reminds me of a dividey guy. So we have 1 over m to the 7th power times n. And when you have n, that's just divided by 1. So check it out. We can multiply these two together. Top and bottom gives me 1 times n is n. M to the 7th times 1 is m to the 7th. So overall, we get n over m to the 7th power. Isn't that so fun? Look, we got like a throwback in everything. The minus reminded you of a dividey guy, and the dividey guy reminded you of a minus. How cool is that? So cool. Love it forever. Remember yesterday when we were like, hey, if you have a to the m to the nth power, well, guess what? Just kidding. I lied. We did say that yesterday. But you know what else we said? Hey, remember when you have ab to the nth power? That's the same thing as a to the n times b to the n. Guess what? The same thing applies with division. If you have a over b to the nth power, that's the same thing as a to the nth power over b to the nth power. So it works. This exponent goes to both guys just as you want him to. Isn't that so cute? Oh yeah, we love exponents. They follow the ways that we'd expect them to. Super de duper, man. Okay, anyway, so here's our throwback little reminder guy. Sweetums. Okay, so that means that we take this 3 and we can distribute him to both the top and the bottom of our fraction, which gives us z to the 2/3 cubed over 5 cubed, because the top gets a cube and the bottom gets a cube. Aw, so cute. Okay, but remember, when you raise a power to a power, you multiply them together. So that's z to the 2/3 times 3 power, and then 5 cubed is 125. That's your freebie for the day. Okay, great. Now what does this mean? Well, yesterday I went to Target and I bought a suction cup ball. So that was very exciting. So that gives us z squared over 125. Oops. End of story. So fun, right? Let's simplify this guy. Hey, well, look what we've got. We've got a quotient raised to a power. So we need to put that -2 here. We need to put that -2 there. So we have a to the -2nd power over 5b. Oh, careful. This whole denominator is 5b. So that's 5b to the -2nd power. Okay. So make sure you're giving a -2 to both of these guys. But I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to show you a trick. Remember how we had like n to the -1th power, -1st power? M to the power of -1 is 1 over n because this negative becomes a dividey guy. Do you remember that? Well, think of it as just like flipping him upside down. Whenever you have a negative power, you can flip him upside down. So a to the -2nd power, let's go ahead and flip that guy. Here's your fun trick. That's the same thing as 5b over a squared. Because that negative, you're dividing, you're doing 1 divided by that, and that flips him upside down. You make him be his own reciprocal. Right? He's his own inverse. Negative exponents means make it his reciprocal, flip him upside down, make him his own inverse. So that's what we did. We took bottom, put him on top. We took top, put him on bottom, and we got rid of that negativity there because that's flipping him upside down. Okay, now let's take our exponent and distribute him. So on top, that gives us 5b squared over a squared. But we've got to distribute this 2 to both of these guys. So that gives us 5 squared times b squared over a squared, because it's hip to be square. Anyway, 5 squared is 25, b squared is b squared, a squared. Weird circle, don't mind me. Wasn't that so fun? So fun. Haha, that's it. That's the lesson. Okay, so the 2 key ideas here. Remember that this subtraction bar becomes your minus. If you have something divided by something else, subtract their exponents. And then if you have a division, you need to distribute the exponent to both the numerator and the denominator. And then your bonus key idea of the day. If you have a negative exponent, that just means take the reciprocal. So as a quick reminder from like 3 lessons ago, if you have 2/3 to the -1st power, that's 3, or rather, that would be 1 over 2/3, because the negative becomes a division. So you've got 1 over 2/3, 2/3 to the -1st power, which is 1 divided by 2/3, which is the same thing as 1 times 3/2. Oh, hey, you flipped him upside down. 2/3 became 3/2. We flipped out. So negative exponents means flip them upside down, means 1 over that guy. So that's a fun review for you. Let's go over all of your questions in class, where you will have a great time on your homework.